Hey everybody, it's Pajama Life with our review of G20, the White Lotus, and Adolescence. Let's go.
As the 20 richest nations on Earth gathered at the G20 summit, it's time we solve a crisis worse than any we've seen in decades.
We're 20 most powerful world leaders together. Going dark in 3, 2, 1. To the governments watching, I've taken the G20 by force.
My husband and kids are missing. We have to find them.
That was quite well done.
Drop it!
President Danielle Sutton. You get around, don't you?
I'll get around to you too.
Woo! Boom! Flash! Pow! Hey everybody, it's Pajama with Pajama Life, and I have my favorite two guys right here. David, say hey to the people.
Hey, everybody, great to be with you tonight. Looking forward to talking to you about these programs. And let's see if we're going to be shooting them up or shooting them down.
Well, there is our second favorite guy. No, I'm saying, my dearest friend, Patrick. Say hey.
There you
to the
are.
people.
Hey, everybody. Glad to see you here. Going to talk about these shows. We got some things to chop up.
Yes, sir. And why don't we get started with Viola Davis in a new version of Air Force One on the ground?
Yes.
G20. Pat, what'd you think?
Wow, you done stole my tagline. That's exactly what I was going to say. It's Air Force One on the ground, though, this time.
In Africa.
You know, it was, and thank God Homelander has broke out of his bad guy rut. Oh wait, no, he didn't. It was the same thing as always. I mean, it's just I feel bad for him because he seems like a decent actor, but he's been kind of pigeonholed into this horrible person. Which, hey, he does it well. I mean, checks keep rolling in, whatever. But
that's the name
it wasn't bad. It wasn't bad. I mean, it was fairly predictable. The end was kind of everybody. Everything's pretty much okay for the Americans, but everybody else, has got a few corpses going around. But it was exactly Air Force One on the ground in South Africa. So,
I was waiting for the get out of my hotel instead of get off my plane.
Yeah, but. And the guy who played, I can't remember his name. The guy who played Homelander, good actor, but he's no Gary Oldman. So there you
go. Who is though?
I'm just saying, yeah.
Yeah, David. What did you think?
Big shoes to fill. There, I'm just,
Yeah, for me, I thought this was a fun, very nice adventure movie. It was somewhat predictable in some aspects of it. I mean, that was pretty much there. I think the line from "Are you from Wakanda?" I'm gonna put it into context if you haven't seen it. That was really well done, really smart. So that was a cool piece. I think some of the characters, it was a little too stereotypical and it was too formula in there with some of the supporting cast, I thought. But it's kind of what you expect in that kind of a world too. So nonetheless, it was great bubblegum. It was great, pop. It's one of those things you could dance to tonight, but not necessarily something you're going to go out and buy the album and just and listen to it over and over again and sway to that song. But it was a nice palate cleanser, I would say, if you're looking for a good escapism.
Yeah, and I did watch it a couple times. I just finished it up again because I always want to make sure of my thoughts on a movie. Sometimes the first time you watch something, you kind of like, and so second time, you can enjoy it, and it's fun. I mean, it's not gonna win any
No,
awards, but it's something fun. It's light in terms of the the movie. The only thing I wish they'd done more was explain why the villain thought the digital currency was such a bad idea. It didn't kind of makes sense in terms of what the villain was so angry about. And anything where a black woman can be a president, because obviously with people it's just fiction, but maybe it'll normalize it if we see it more. And Also kind of going, if you go online, the reviews, the vitriol that this is getting from
really.
some corners of the internet, it's just ridiculous. People just
Huh.
hate black women winning. So I didn't like that. So if you have a problem with the black woman, you can miss me. But definitely it's a lot of fun, something easy on the palate, light-hearted. Check out G20 on Prime Video. All right, next up is, man, it's such a quirky show, interesting, The White Lotus. Let's take a peek.
Our hotel is the best in the world. At the end of the week, we'll be an entirely different person.
To Thailand and a week of new memories.
We should always live like this. I hope you enjoy Thailand.
We usually go to the Caribbean. I feel really lucky to be here. I want to learn everything I can and bring the magic back to Maui.
I am in the entertainment business, working on a project in Bangkok. I know you used to be an actress.
I was.
Oh my gosh, you're gonna do something fucking stupid.
I just gotta deal with something.
Got really bad feelings. Something is off. What the fuck is this place?
All right, David, what did you think of? We're gonna review the series, this season. What did you think of White Lotus season 3?
This season, yeah, each year has been different and unique. You kind of know the theme. Obviously, there's going to be a murder. This one was, I think, in a class by itself in the suspense and also the fact that by the end of it, there was really no character that you real well, maybe that's an overstatement. Most of the characters are so amorally lost. You don't necessarily care who buys it at the end, with except maybe one or two exceptions. But it was
Hey,
neat.
watch it, Natasha Rothwell. I want her to make it.
But I enjoyed it. The best part about this for me, and I would just want to thank the creators for this. Thank you for memorializing the ultimate Duke chokes meme that was televised the night before they lost in the NCAA Final Four with the picture. And this has been out. This won't be a spoiler. It was earlier in the
Oh
season.
yeah.
You got the actor. He's got the gun. He's got the big Duke shirt on. And again, the fact that he is a criminal pompous ass wearing a Duke shirt, that is
Oh,
just such incredible on the spot money for who they are as a student body and alumni group. And I love it.
sorry,
And the
Duke
best part is,
University fans.
hey, you
I
can come
know.
and get me. Come watch us and then come and get me. But those Duke fans, their university's so upset. Don't make a meme of us. That's mean. And of course, they choked and lived up to that. Oh, I just thank the
Oh my
creators of the show
gosh.
so much for that. It was worth it. Sam Rockwell, you were fantastic.
Oh
I'm
my
never going to
god.
Thailand with you, baby, but you were
David,
awesome
you
in this.
would not go to Thailand with Sam Rockwell's character. You better stop it.
I said I'm not. I said I'm not going with Sam
Oh,
Rockwell's
okay.
character. I'm not getting near it. I'm not going to an Asian restaurant with my man. We're not eating. We're not going to a Korean delicatessen, man. I'm staying away.
I'm like, no, you not.
No, I'm not.
Now, Pat, on the other hand, no.
If he's buying, I'm there. That's fine. Whatever, free meal, whatever.
Oh
No,
my God.
yeah. I didn't get to the last episode, and to be really honest,
Oh,
I just I couldn't remember any of the people. It's been so damn long since we watched the second season, and I'm like, well, who the hell is this? And my wife's like, I think he was in the second season, and she's trying to fill me out because it didn't stick. It's just it was kind of forgettable.
Yeah, only it
for
was
the most part. I know.
People were the first season were Natasha Rothwell and Gary, the character Gary.
Right.
And so those were the only ones from other seasons on it. Everyone else was new.
Well, yeah, I recognized a couple of them, or one of them, but I didn't recognize the guy. And he's like, "Yeah, I know." And she's like, "Yeah, I know him." And I'm like, "I don't know him." I mean, obviously he was a big character, but like I said, it is kind of forgettable. It just kind of slid into the same thing everything else is. I mean, it was okay. I mean, I didn't feel cheated. It was beautiful scenery. I mean,
yeah.
And that's a real hotel.
I just don't like watching horrible people just continue to be horrible. I mean, it's terrible. I mean, without any sort of real motivation. Parker Posey was, and Jason Isaac, good job on the Australian accent, by the way. Yeah, he's
fantastic
all over the place, and you got to see the full Monte for those of you who might be interested with Jason Isaac. So there you go. But overall, it was just kind of forgettable. It wasn't terrible, but it slid right off my brain.
I thought it was okay. I thought the first season, of course, was amazing. And the second season kind of stayed up on the bar. This one, there were more unlikable, like you said, characters than likable. And I thought it was very interesting, and I was glad that they did it. If you look at it with captioning the way I do, the captioning also was in Thai. Underneath the captioning. So when the Thai people were speaking, it was in their language. And so I thought that was pretty cool for them to have that there. I thought the interesting and Mike White's stories are all about journeys, and there's some kind of transformation each season. And this one, I think, really had to do with belief and religion and like self-awareness and self-actualization. And so you see the characters kind of going through these phases in their beliefs and in their transformations, which I think is really interesting how he's doing it through these kind of snotty rich people. And some find some kind of self-awareness, and then others just don't. And any show that has my boy Walton Goggins, I'm watching it straight through. I don't care. This dude is one of the best actors out there. He's funny. He's strange. I just can't stop watching him. And but Sam Rockwell,
wow,
gosh, that unhinged story he tells is like, what? And I was like, did Mike write this, or did he improvise? It's just so crazy.
Yeah.
And a lot of these stories are also about Mike White. So I'm like, Mike White, you need to go to therapy. What's up? gotta see, if you don't do anything else on the show, if you watch Sam Rockwell's speak
Yeah.
about where he was and where he got to, and oh my God, I was like, especially for an actor like him, who I think has been Academy nominated, to take on something like this, weird.
Yeah. Yeah, that was something.
Just watch that. If you don't watch nothing else, watch that. It'll hook you into it. But very, very different show. Only one I didn't like was the little dude, the hotel worker who with the girlfriend, because I thought she was trash.
Yeah.
And I just didn't like kind of that story. The story of the three women. Okay, that's true. If you get three pretty women, there'll be some cattiness in that whole situation. And that was just kind of like, oh my God, these women are ridiculous. But
Well, and Pam, just to say this, Mike White, when he was coming up with the plot for this season, he
uh-huh.
was inspired by listening in Thailand to three women comparable to those three.
Yep.
And they kind of started him as he was putting the story together,
Yep.
was these real life individuals. And I think the quote one of the actresses had said was, and as he listened to them, the only way he could tell the three apart was when one of them wasn't there, he could tell that the other two were that one, because they were obviously bad mouthing the one who was
Uh-huh.
absent.
Mm-hmm.
But that was a real moment that inspired him in the
Yeah.
creation of this season.
Yeah. Yeah. And so, especially you get two women who think they're very beautiful, and then their other friend they think is okay. I mean, it was just like, oh my God.
Somebody's
This
a
is,
Velma. Somebody's
yeah,
a Velma. You have two pretty
yeah,
girls and a Velma. We had
yeah,
them living above us by last year in Lexington. The same thing. Those
yep,
three.
yep.
Uh,
That was realistic.
yeah.
And kudos also to Arnold Schwarzenegger's son, Patrick Schwarzenegger, who is really a great actor. I was really looking at him and I was like, okay, he's much better actor than his father ever was. And, and quite handsome. So I look for, good things for him in his career. And especially kind of that bro kind of category and roles. So definitely I think we can agree that White Lotus is definitely something interesting
Yeah.
for you to watch. Okay, and next up, what's next? Roll tape.
Police! What are you looking for? You're making a big mistake. He's only a kid.
Dad, I haven't done anything!
Do you know a girl called Katie Leonard? Yeah? Describe each other as friends then.
Is she dead then?
Why would you ask her?
So do you think it would be okay if we speak about it? I haven't done anything. You're a good dad, a great dad. Look at me now!
It's crazy what your brain tells you to do when you're a kid.
Okay, Adolescence. I thought this was, I avoided watching it because I was like, I don't know. And then I was reading about it, and then I was like, let me check it out. It was something very different than what I was expecting. I didn't know what to expect, but the way they shot each episode in one take, and if you can imagine one take for the entire episode, That was so unique. I mean, because you're so used to seeing, you go away to this and you go away to that and you cut away to this. But this is a single shot for an entire episode, for the 4 episodes. And wow, it gives you such an interesting visual perspective, but also in terms of the storytelling, it gives you such an interesting take on it. Like, you're really peering into it as opposed to seeing multiple versions. And I thought the way that they handled each episode was really unique. The first one is on the incident, the second one is of the school where the kid went to, the third one is the therapist and the kid, and then the last one is on the family. So there's a different focus for each one in the overarching story. And I bet you this is going to be up. This is like that baby reindeer kind of story to me. I bet this is up for a lot of Emmys. And really, I think it would behoove families with children to have these conversations about what are you watching, and what is your child being exposed to, because you and I think somebody online said, or on something I was watching said it great, is that you when you think of something dangerous, you think of a predator busting into your house or somebody snatching your kid off the street. You're not always paying attention to what they're consuming online.
Right.
And that's even greater danger now, because it's some real whack jobs out there trying to tell kids how to think and act and feel that are not appropriate for this age group and damaging to these kids. And so that was something I wasn't expecting to be hit with in this episode. But parents, you need to be aware and make them turn it off if you can, and have time alone and take those devices, because it's the same as letting some stranger. You wouldn't just let a stranger sit in your kid's bedroom with them and talk about anything. So you should be aware of what your child is consuming. David, what do you think?
Well, this was very well
Powerful.
done in so
Mm-hmm.
many ways. I have to say, I don't want to make light here. I was shocked. This is a movie set in Great Britain. We, similar sets of laws, culturally many similarities. I had the hardest time listening to understanding what anyone was saying in this movie or this set of shows that I have ever watched of England in my
Huh.
entire life. I
Hmm.
could not.
Okay.
It was a language barrier that was really distinct for me. I had to like rewind and watch it a couple of times and
You didn't
find.
turn on captioning?
I didn't turn on captioning. I wish I had,
Subtitles.
Yeah, I turned
but
on
man, the
captioning.
subtitles would have been huge because I'm like, this is so foreign. But your comment about, I think the subject matter was just was grim and powerful. It was very well done. The performances, the young boy did a great job, as did the whole
Amazing.
family.
This is his first acting job.
But I think everybody was superb in that. But it was a grim, tough story to watch. You're so
Mhm.
right though about the influences that bombard all of us, but certainly those in the most vulnerable in our society, where it's young people or elderly who live alone and are getting telephone calls, or just as someone set them up with a Facebook for the first time, and
Oh,
you've got intruders who are coming in all the time, a lot of bad faith actors. There was, and clearly, I think a more nuanced or detailed conversation of what propelled this child to violence. I would have liked to have seen and heard maybe a little bit more. And again, if it was there, I might have missed it from the language barrier. But I was so taken aback as we get through the first episode. It's like, oh no, this is not we are going to find out who the real killer is later. It's boom, it's all here. And it was sobering and powerful, very well done, very much a downer. in I would say from a story. This is not G20. But it's something.
Yeah.
But it's worthwhile though to watch and to understand. Pay attention to what people are watching. Pay attention to what we're saying and doing online as well. I mean, I think that this is a
Mhm.
program while we have a lot of fun back and forth. This is a positive social discourse. And even as we praise and criticize things, we come about it from a place of, again, subjectivity, but it is not a place that is agenda driven, that is bashing stereotypes or promoting stereotypes. It's trying to show things for their value, our perspectives, but it's a civil discourse, and we need so much more of that on the internet. Now, if we get more viewers, then I'll dump some, green goo on my head so we get a few more people paying attention. But civil discourse is critical, and technology can use that. So, but anyway, something to see, but boy, you need a palate cleanser afterwards.
Yeah. Pat, what did you think?
I agree.
And
I
you're
mean,
the
it
only
was,
one with kids. So you
yeah.
have a different take on this too.
I mean, and I'm an educator at the same time. I'm like dealing with
Yes.
people, and it is amazing how connected people are with their phones.
Yeah.
And their social media and
Yeah.
whatever else they're looking at. And we are currently feeding into the social media sphere right now as we're sitting here talking. It's going out there. People are looking at it. But, as you said, we tend to be a little bit more gentle and kind than perhaps some of the other terrible trolls that are out there rolling around. And even stuff we don't like, we don't say that person should go jump off a
Right.
bridge or whatever. It was sobering, as you say. I don't like watching stuff about kids hurting kids. Not a great
No.
thing for me. Well done. I do like the father actor. He has been in a lot of stuff I've really liked over the years. A lot of Guy
Stephen
Ritchie
Graham.
films.
Yeah.
A lot of Guy Ritchie films. So he's right in my wheelhouse.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, watch what your kids are watching. I mean, you don't even know, and bullying, and there's so much stuff that goes around with. My kids were at the edge of social media coming online, really, for them. So, I mean, my kids are old enough that they had a MySpace. Let's just put it that way for a few minutes. That just tells you how old they were.
MySpace.
Tom was their friend, and he was okay. But it's just nowadays there's just so many avenues for kids to get into stuff they shouldn't be getting into. I mean,
Yeah.
it's terrible, and as such, pay attention to what your kids watch and look at and interact with, for sure. It's tough. It's tough being a parent, and you do your best you can. And some people do better than others. So, just it is a good cautionary tale about being a kid nowadays. I mean, and God, I sound old. It's not like when I went to school. Get off my lawn. But it's something that you should be aware of. Even if you're an old person like me, you should be aware that this stuff goes on. So anyway, it was well done, very well done, from a craft standpoint. Wonderful. The long shots were really good.
Yeah.
Really,
Visually.
yeah.
Oof.
Yeah, and like I said, very arresting. So yeah, it's a bit of a slog, but yeah, for stick to it. It's not quite Schindler's List, but it's not quite Steven Spielberg either. So there you go.
No.
Well, and a lighter note, the female detective is on Andor. She's Velma?
Not
Whatever.
Velma.
She's the rich girl who is in the Resistance.
Val.
So yeah, Val, that's her. So I was like, oh, I know her. She's in there. Okay, so that's kind of a lighter note to the whole thing, but definitely, I think it's something, and I think we all agree. Definitely, if you're a parent with kids, watch it and listen to what your kids think of it and the discussion that you'll have. I think there are some guides to kind of help parents have a conversation about what the movie brings up. Okay, well, that is us for this week. Next week, we will watch the and I know you guys like this, and I'm doing it for you. The Last of Us. I don't like zombies, so I don't like this. Hacks. We're gonna watch that. That is out. And for you guys also, I think it's the finale, Daredevil Born
Yep.
Again.
Yes. One more episode, guys. That's great.
So
Pretty
don't say I
intense.
never watched something for you guys. So that'll be next week, and then in a couple weeks, look forward to Andor and Sinners when that comes out. Ooh, so excited. And today is Passover. So for all of our friends out there who are of the Jewish faith and who celebrate Passover, shalom. I hope that's right.
It is. That is.
And David, you have any final words for us?
I just want to thank everybody for joining us this week, and we hope that you enjoyed our programs. A lot of great stuff coming out this spring and summer. Pam already talked about Andor, but find things that stimulate your mind, make you think, but also find something that makes you laugh that you can share with others around you. So long till next week.
Pat, say goodnight to the people.
Good night, everybody. Everybody should be getting out in their yards and doing stuff. It's beautiful, even if it's a little cool in some parts of the nation. So,
and wet. And we'll see you all next time. Resist on Pajama Life. Take care. Bye.